over the past 8 months, Mr. Robin, you have more than doubled your following. You have started a multi-six-figure info business. The price for the Platinum High ticket was 7.5. I think that's disgustingly low. And so in 4 months, what can you see? What can you see in your future?
I think we can hit a 100K month.
This is Robin, a crypto investing mentor with 60,000 plus followers on Instagram who's worked with Olympians, billionaires, and other ultra high net worth investors. Now, on paper, Robin should be printing some fucking money, but even with that audience, he was stuck at $40,000 a month, and that was for 3 simple reasons. Number 1, his price was way too low. Number 2, he had followers that watched his content but just didn't turn into booked calls. And number 3, every single video that he made, it just felt like he was cramming a textbook into 90 seconds. So, in this private business and content strategy breakdown, we fixed it all. We implemented the systems to allow him to double his price. We installed a follower activation system that turns viewers into qualified leads and booked calls, and we gave him a clear Instagram content strategy so that he consistently brings in buyers and not window shoppers. And greatest of all, we solved the expert problem that you probably have too, which is just how to cram complex ideas into short videos without watering them down, and more importantly, how to package the complex ideas in a way that goes viral. And by the end of it, Robin had a clear path to scale from $40,000 to $100,000 per month purely with organic. And so in 4 months, what can you see? What can you see in your future?
I think we can hit a 100K month in 4 months. And
if you run a business and you have any of the problems that I just mentioned, as long as you pay attention to this video, you will have that clear path as well. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Devin Jatho. I have over 370,000 followers on Instagram. I've worked with over 100 business owners to scale their online business to multiple 6 and 7 figures per month through organic content. Now, inside of Nexus, my highest level program, every single member that joins receives one of these personalized business and content breakdowns directly after joining. So if you're a business owner who makes over 20K per month and you want your own tailor-made strategy to build and monetize your own personal brand, then feel free to go and click on the first link in the description to learn more about Nexus. Otherwise, enjoy the show. All right, Mr. Robin, are you ready to crack in?
I'm ready to crack.
Cool. So we have a lot of things to cover in a very short amount of time. So first things first, before we even start with even going over the current operation, I think it is important that even though our ambitions are wide, I think it's important to go ahead and acknowledge on how far we've come so far. So over the past 8 months, Mr. Robin, you have more than doubled your following. You have started a multi-six-figure info business. You've started working with the ultra wealthy, to my understanding. And also the videos have gone from
the clock is ticking.
This
hidden force led to
this. So overall, I think it is important that we take a step back and realize on how far you've come and how good of a job you've done so far.
Thank you.
Now, that said, at this point, we still want to go even further. So right now, here's the current situation that we're going to be scaling from. So the current business revenue is sitting anywhere between $20,000 to $40,000 a month. The business model is currently split across 2 different educational programs. Number 1 being the base camp, which is going to be the low ticket, and it's more of a do-it-yourself. And then number 2 being the platinum program, which is more of a done-with-you service is what it sounds like. Now, for the base camp, it's currently 4.5K for, this is not true, I think that's 5 months, correct?
Correct.
Cool. ChatGPT started to get ahead of me a little bit. All right. So the duration currently for this offer is 5 months. And basically what you say is, hey, we'll give you some live calls and we'll overall, basically the main goal is to get them to make more money so they go into the flagship offer. And the flagship offer is 7.5K, is that correct?
Correct.
Cool. And the duration for that is 6 months. And this is more so of a done with you service. Just more so getting them to the result in a much more hands-on way. Is this all correct so far?
That's correct.
Cool. Now here's where I might need some correction. So the current ICP. Now the current personas that Robin is going to be targeting is going to be serious investors, aged anywhere from 25 to 45 typically, and globally distributed, but IG first. That doesn't make any sense. But serious investors between 25 and 45, cool, and they're all around the globe. Now, they range from having anywhere from 20K portfolios just starting up to over 200K portfolios for people that's already living off crypto. And they are disciplined, smart, hungry for systems, but frustrated with hype-driven influencers and yellow traders. Now what they want is they want reliable systems for entering and exiting the market with precision. They want confidence and emotional control in volatile conditions. They want narrative frameworks to identify early opportunities before the crowd, and they want access to a proven operator such as yourself, who is actively executing in real time. Now what draws them into Robin is that he has a predator versus prey lens on markets. He has a no BS rules-based disciplined investor identity. He has proof from real clients who have scaled portfolios systematically following Robin's systems. And he creates content that feels like real operator transparency, not a surface level crypto bro hype. Is the majority of this correct?
Correct.
Fantastic. Now, for the next 4 months, the main objectives are going to be these 4 things. Number 1 is going to be consistently stabilize at 50K a month revenue. My goal for you is for you to erase this and then add that, but we'll say 50K for now. Number 2 is going to be to increase IG Reels baseline to 10K views per post to 20K views per post. That said, even though you already have audience coming in, you don't feel as if you're maximizing the audience. So the goal would be to maximize the current list of followers and also just have a clear and consistent content strategy to follow over the next 4 months.
Correct.
Now, the current problems that we need to solve around these 4-month objectives are going to be primarily these 4 things. So number 1 is that we have a really decent amount of followers, however, we don't feel as if we're activating all of them, and we're not getting the maximum extraction from our IG page. Number 2 is just going to be fragmentation. It seems as if the biggest bottleneck whenever it comes to Robin making viral content is that Robin feels as if he has to give the full solution to how to trade crypto rather than individualistic and narrow problems that he can solve. So if we solve that fragmentation problem, I think we solve a lot of problems with that. Yeah, just with that. Number 3 is just making sure that we have a clear IG content strategy that is dialed in. And then number 4 is just making sure that the offers are optimized to get the maximum extraction whenever it comes to the people that I actually do land on the phones. And by extraction, I mean not charge 7.5K for a high ticket offer. Cool.
Sounds good.
Cool. Then let's go and begin into coming from our current operation into our 4-month goals. So first I want to go and start with dialing in the offer. Primarily there's 3 things I want to cover within this. Number 1 is going to be what are the changes we need to make to the offer. Number 2, I want to get really clear on each offer's purpose. And number 3, I'm going to teach you how to roll out to the offer that will fit the changes that we make. So for the offer changes, let's go ahead and take a look at the current offers. So like we mentioned previously, the low ticket is called Basecamp. It's 4.5K and the duration is for 5 months. And then the high ticket, this is done with you. It's called Platinum. The price is 7.5K and the access duration is not 5 months, it is 6 months for the done with you. Now, for the low ticket offer changes from Basecamp, I want to go ahead and we'll make these changes. So instead of, we can keep it as Basecamp. I don't love the name, but fuck it. That has nothing to do with what we do. So price, we're going to change the price from 4.5 to 5. My philosophy would be that if they're willing to pay 4.5, they pay 5. And 5 just makes it a lot simpler. And also on the way down, I'm going to teach you how to roll out the offer. 5 is going to make a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. And then changing the access duration from 5 months to 4 months. Main reason why is because, again, first off, it lowers the amount of work that you have to do for the client by 20%, as in their length inside the program. But then also on top of that, if the main goal for people that join this low ticket is to ascend into the high ticket, then all we're doing is we're reducing the duration that it takes for them to go from low ticket to high ticket by 1 month, which means you get 1 month extra payment once they're in the high ticket. Also,
do I get the recording, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Also, on top of that, it's just going to lead to more ascensions overall, because if they feel as if they have 1 less month, of course, it's going to lead to more urgency going through the program, which is going to lead to a higher likelihood that they activate to the program at the beginning and actually start going through the course material because they feel more urgency to go through the course material because they lose it in 4 months. Now, for the high ticket, we're pretty much going to do the same fucking thing. So the price for the platinum high ticket was 7.5. I think that's disgustingly low, especially taking into consideration that the low ticket would be 4.5, because there's almost no difference in between those. If someone can afford 4.5, they can afford 7.5.
That's also part of the reason why we have the prices so close. So the natural. Yeah, okay, but yeah, got it.
So we'll go over while we're doing this in a second how we're gonna roll this out to make this a reality. But we're gonna change the price from 7.5 to 14. So I'm still bringing the price on the high ticket. Again,
All right.
that'll make a lot more sense whenever I teach you how to roll it out. And then for the access duration, we talked about this yesterday. Just moving it to 4 months, not 6 months. This is 6 months. Moving it from 6 months to 4 months for the same reasons that we said for the low ticket. Basically, just allows us to get do 33% less work if they're in the program for only 4 instead of 6 months. Also, on top of that, they feel more urgency. Also, on top of that, is the quicker that we can ascend them, or not ascend them, but retain them on an annual plan or on a monthly plan, depending on how we want to retain them. But the goal here is not for ascension, it's for retention. So that's what we optimize for. And the quicker that we can get them to the end of this program, the quicker that we can retain them in the program and get cash flow for doing so. Now, that said, it is important that we understand the purpose of these two new offers. So you have the low ticket, which is base camp for 5K for 4 months, and the high ticket, which is 14K for 4 months. Now, the purpose of each is going to be different. However, they're going to be in relation quite well. So the purpose of the low ticket is purely ascension, and the purpose of the high ticket would be purely retention. So for the low ticket, the base camp should just be built as a grease slide into platinum. The goal here isn't going to be to make money. You make more money from the high ticket offer right now. You're going to make more money from the high ticket offer no matter what. Substantially more, especially now that it's going to be 14K. So the goal for the low ticket, in the grand scheme of things, won't be to make money. The goal of the low ticket is one of two things. It's going to be, one, to have some sort of downsell to maximize cash collection, which now I said out loud kind of, well, I just said the goal isn't to make money, but then I said the goal is to make money. So the goal isn't to make a substantial amount of money. The goal is to have something to downsell them to maximize cash collection. So if they can't afford the high ticket, we have something to sell them afterwards. And then also number two is that we build the program in mind of them joining the low ticket. However, it's built to push them into the high ticket after the next 4 months. And that is the only purpose of the low ticket offer. It's not meant to make money. It's not meant to be your core offer. It's not even meant to be a low ticket offer. This is just a downsell. Now the core offer is going to be a high ticket, and the purpose of this program is going to be retention. So this is meant to be a sticky offer, and the goal is to get them results whenever they join the program within the first 4 months as fast as possible. Then after those 4 months, the natural next step is going to roll into an annual plan at either 20K for the year or 2K a month until they cancel. So the whole focus for this program is going to be making sure that you give them consumables, making sure that people are actually using, applying, and getting results with the material that you're giving on a monthly, weekly, or some sort of time frame basis, so that renewing for the annual plan is obvious. So after their 4 month program, you're going to pitch them two different things. Either one, the annual plan for 20K, which is a 1 year extension, or 2K a month from there if they can't afford the 20K upfront. Now, how are you going to make it to where they're happy to pay for the 20K? I already feel as if that you have a good program set in place. I think if I was ever trying to learn crypto, I would trust to work with Robin. I don't know if you noticed, we don't have many crypto people in the program. That's mainly because we cancel the calls if we feel as if they don't make money with crypto themselves.
Oh,
That said, Robin's not one of those people. I know Robin knows what he's doing. So I feel as if the program's already going to be maximized. Whenever it comes to increasing retention and stickiness on a monthly basis, I gave you a link to a podcast, and I think you should listen to it. And then go make it clear on how to make the offer much more sticky and wanting them to continue to retain month over month or year over year. So this will put it better than I can.
so one question. So we basically also change a bit like the avatar, right? We mainly focus on the ones who are paying or who have a 200K portfolio, because like someone who's the one with an 80K portfolio is likely to go into the low or downsell, because you won't be like purchasing like the 14K offers, correct?
We pitch everyone the 14K offer, whether they have a 20K portfolio or a 200K portfolio. Everyone gets pitched this offer first. So here's how we're gonna roll this out. So I'll run you through the fucking
All right, nice. Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So that's how we're going to be able to roll out the 14K product. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
Cool. Do you see people just giving you their money after that?
I already see it.
Cool. Perfect. All right, and let's go ahead and go to the content strategy. So, what you're watching right now is a content war plan replay from Nexus, my high-level program. Now, right after joining, every member inside receives a personalized business and content breakdown, just like the one that you're watching right now. So, if you're a business owner who already makes over 20K per month, and you like your own tailor-made content and business strategy, just like this, plus all the knowledge, a proprietary content software, and one-on-one guidance that you need to make that plan into a reality, then feel free to go click on the first link in the description below to learn more about Nexus. So to download the content strategy, you gave pretty decent old quadrants. Like, I don't think that these were horrible at all. I just made a couple adjustments to them. So you had narrative investing, how to spot emerging crypto narratives early and build conviction before the crowd catches on. Emotional control through systems, how to reduce stress and avoid panic moves by investing with logic, not emotion, even in volatile markets. Entry and exit strategy, how to buy, sell, blah, 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 blah. And then real-time market intelligence. This just sounds more so like news and what to do with the news.
Exactly.
Cool. So this was the old quadrants that you gave me, and then I made a couple of updates. So I kept the niche statement, systemized crypto investing. I love that. Mwah. For the niche statement, I just tried to make it a little bit shorter. I left the majority of it, but I just tried to remove as many words as possible. That would make sense to remove. And then for the quadrants, I changed a couple of things. So for narrative investing and real-time market intelligence, I feel as if narrative investing can fit inside real-time market intelligence. So I put narrative investing into real-time market intelligence, and the way that I put that is crypto news, emerging narratives, or real-time market signals to understand what's actually happening in the market today and in the days to come, so that you can act with clarity and make confident investments decisions daily. So I just threw this one into this one. And then for the where's this at? Emotional control through systems, I feel as if this is solving a problem that you know they have, but not a problem that they think they have.
I get it.
For example, I think a lot of the times I'm speaking with a client and I'm just listening to their video. I'm like, this is just dog shit advice. But I can't tell them that because that's not what they want. That's not the problem that they think they have. I have to tell them, okay, well, outside of your value being dog shit, what else can we change? Because I can't help them with the actual value itself, so there's no reason to even bring it up because that's not a problem that they think they have. And I feel as if we're under that umbrella here within emotional control through systems.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I swapped that one with trader operating system, how to build the habits, tools, and execution systems that help you make better decisions and become a more profitable, consistent trader. So inside this, we can add the emotional control, as in maybe you tell them to journal their trades every day and their emotions after I don't know what the fuck you do to help with that. But you can throw that in there, but then also this expands the quadrant up to cover so many different topics. For example, I'm sure a lot of people like the equipment shit. So for example, how many monitors should you have as a trader? And
yeah, it's like the most viral videos. Like I go viral. I know that I will go viral if I just talk about websites that traders use.
So it's like that encapsulates the emotion side, and you can add that in there if you want, but it also allows for us to create those types of videos as well to get more attention. And then for ad blocker just fucked me. All right. And then for the then if we remove this, we have to add one because I threw this one inside this one. So one I added would be portfolio architecturing. So how to structure, allocate, and manage your capital across market conditions so that your money is working intelligently at every stage. This one, I had to come up with some shit. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the best quadrant that you feel as if you want to talk about. However,
that makes sense.
Cool.
It's okay.
Perfect. Then, are there any questions around your content compass, or does this seem dialed as well?
That sounds like extremely amazing.
Perfect. Then every single video that you create must fit within one of these 4 quadrants. Now, let's go and start to cover the complexity bias. So, one of the things that you mentioned inside the forum is that one of your biggest frustrations with content right now is going to be whenever you create content, you can only deliver one piece of value at a time because of the nature of the reel. It's 90 seconds long. However, crypto is a deep, interconnected system that I don't know what the fuck I was going with that. But real but reels forced me to cut it down into isolated fragments. The issue is that whenever people take one piece at face value without seeing how it fits into the bigger picture, and if they only act on one fragment, they risk messing things up, and in worst case, blaming me for it. So this is what we call the complexity bias. People, or more so experts, tend to think problems require complex solutions, especially experts. Experts may resist oversimplifying because they feel as if it strips away strips away the essential nuance, even though the audience often benefits more from starting with simple heuristics. This bias makes experts feel like it's not that easy, when in practice, a single actionable tip is a net improvement for the learner. So, for example, one of the things that you mentioned inside of the loom that you created was it's not like make a better hook. The thing is, I can't cover how to make a better hook in 90 seconds. And I feel as if every expert's gonna have that feeling of there's so many different nuances because they know so much. But the thing is, if I taught you systems of awareness, as in whenever you're making a hook, you need to speak to one of the 4 levels of awareness, whether that's symptom, problem, solution, or product. If I taught you that, would that be a net negative or a net positive to you?
Net positive.
Would you rather me make a short form video of 90 seconds to where I go over here's how to make a hook and I talk about, oh, you should be more negative and you should speak directly to what the client wants and you should blank. And it's really general, broad advice. Or would you rather me make a 90-second video just about the levels of awareness and how to make sure that you're speaking to that in every single hook? Even though it's only a part of the hook, it's only a small part. You look at this as a net positive. I can do this for all the things that go into making a good hook, whether it's hook expansion, whether that's negativity bias, whether that's using unique power words, making sure the clarity of outcome is there, using damaging omission within your hooks, making your results that you're promising the client seem more, or the viewer seem more believable. I can make an individual video about all of this, and I guarantee you will not be looking at any of them going, oh, what the fuck, man? I think you would rather that. I think you would rather get a 90-second reel on just symptoms of awareness rather than me making a 90-second reel about general context because I can't get down to the essence of something that big. I would have to make a 90-minute video for that. And I'm not even sure that you'd watch the 90-minute video. But if
That's true.
but if I gave you a 90-second reel just about, hey bro, here's levels of awareness. Whenever you're making a hook, make sure you're targeting the right one. Now, is this gonna make you go viral every single time? No, there's a lot more that goes into it. This is a great start to make sure the hook is directed towards the awareness that your viewer's in, which gives you a higher chance to go viral. I didn't make any claims. If you don't go viral, you're not gonna be mad at me. I just walked you through logically on why this is something that you should be implementing, and it's only looked at as a positive frame. And also on top of that, now you want to know, because I just explained that little piece so well, you want to know what my explanation of the whole piece looks like, because you just got such fucking dialed information in such a narrow problem because I could solve it with a complete solution. Rather than, rather than me just saying, here's how to make a hook and giving 3 generic pieces of advice. So the core question that you have to ask yourself whenever you're making these videos is, if someone only followed these pieces of advice, would it lead them closer to their goal or farther from it? If I gave this piece and this one piece of advice, would it be net positive to them or net negative? I don't see a reality to where I teach you how to use levels of awareness in your hook and it be a net negative. So even if you don't add the nuance, even if you don't add everything that goes into what can go wrong, as long as you're giving the information that's going to be beneficial to them, that's going to help them get to their goal, even if they're missing other pieces, they at least now have one piece of the puzzle.
Omitting. It's extremely good.
So, have you seen this before?
Nope.
All right, we're gonna have Speechify read it out to us.
Dumb creators try to solve big problems. Smart creators, they guarantee small wins. The biggest reason your videos aren't getting the views you want isn't because you don't have good advice. It's because you're trying to solve an impossible problem in 90 seconds. To give you an example, fitness coaches will make a video like, here's how to lose 100 pounds in 10 months. But then they end up being forced to give generic advice like, be in a calorie deficit, eat more protein, lift weights, simply because you can't possibly fit the full solution of losing 100 pounds into 90 seconds. So then what? Your viewer leaves your video not with a win, but 1,000 new unanswered questions. How do I track my food? How much protein should I eat? What's the best workout plan? You didn't give value, you gave homework. But what smart creators like Jeff Nippert do is choose an extremely narrow problem which allows him to guarantee a small win. For example, this video. The only thing he talks about for 54 seconds is that if you lean your seat back on leg extensions, it will give you 170% more quad growth. One narrow problem and a guaranteed win. Or this video talking about how to save 30 minutes off your next workout. It's a narrow problem, yet it's so fucking valuable. So when you're choosing your next content idea, ask yourself, what's a narrow problem I can guarantee a win for? That's how you build a brand. And it's the difference between dumb creators and smart creators.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Does that help the frustration? Or help solve the frustration? I feel like you always have to, cool. I think the narrow problem frame is just a really good way to look at everything, because there's always a way to narrow down the video. As in, how can I make a better hook? The thing is, if I were to narrow down the video, that's what this looks like. This is just me narrowing down the term of how to make a better hook. So whenever you have an idea, the question is just, is there a way that I can narrow down this idea, just only solve one problem, and it be just as valuable? If the answer to that question is yes, then do it. And then, like we talked about on the call, I just want to add this to the fucking complexity bias sheet. The cheat code, damaging admission.
I use it for the new videos already.
Hell yeah. If you feel like I'm being a fucking fraud, telling people to do shit and it's not going to get them to be a millionaire, then just say it. Will this make you a millionaire in 1 month? No, but it will raise your portfolio by 5%. Okay, actually, not that, but it will blank, which is the minor results that you actually want. The same way
it will get you one step closer.
There you go. Now, will this video make you go, now will it, using levels of awareness make you go viral? No, but it will definitely increase your chances. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, okay, sick. And that is the complexity bias. Any questions around this?
I think we solved it.
Perfect. Now, big cock recordings. This is 100% not needed. It was just something I noticed, and I was like, for the nature of Robin's content, maybe he might want to make this upgrade. So right now, are you recording with the A6500?
I don't have a clue. What is it? A6? Yeah.
So I can show you my videos whenever I was recording with the A6400, which would be quite similar. This was the quality. You can see the graininess everywhere, and it's somewhat similar to your videos whenever it comes to the grain. So like here, if you look, you can see the grain on the, and that's just kind of disgusting. However, whenever this actually doesn't look much different, but whenever I swap the camera, all of a sudden it looks a lot less grainy. Maybe not on desktop, but on your phone, it's like a very, very clear difference. And the difference I made was just within the actual camera. So right now, an A6500 is a crop sensor, and just by nature, a crop sensor will perform worse in low light. However, a full frame sensor typically always performs better in low light, and also depends on the lens that you have in X, Y, and Z. That said, if you want to future-proof the camera and make sure that you come off as high quality as possible to speak to the ultra-high net worth individuals and you think that's something that's important to you, I wanted to give you the option to do that. Realistically, this will be around $5 to $6 grand altogether for the camera and the lens. Camera's about $4,000, lens is about $1,500.
All right.
So, is this something you need to do? Not at all. Is it something that you can do, especially to raise the quality of videos? You definitely can.
All right. Do you feel like, do you see fuck's sake. Do you see a difference in the previous videos that I've been posting versus, let's say, 2 weeks ago? So, for example, the one that you're looking at. So don't blame me for the videos I have been posting over the past 3 days. If you scroll down a bit to the hidden text, so if you compare the hidden text video, this one. Oh wait, no, this one, exactly. If you compare this one to, let's go a bit down. Yeah, to those, like there's a clear difference in quality. Is there still this grain what you were referring to? Because I don't have a clue what the fuck that means. But
yeah, realistically, like the videos don't look bad at all. Like especially this one does look much higher quality. So
the other one will look exactly like that.
Yeah. So is it going to be like the biggest change in the world? I can tell you personally, it was like a 9-day difference for me whenever I look at my own videos from the A6400 to the FX3, which is the camera I recommended. However, it definitely is a sizable investment for maybe a very, very small percentage of gain. So
Right.
it's not something that you have to do at all. I just want to make sure that we had the option in case that was something that you were upset about, is the grain on the videos. What are grain? Doesn't matter.
I actually like. I focus on the value first, and then I look at stuff like this.
Cool. So then lastly, you have money maximizing, making sure that we're maximizing the entire audience that we have currently. So we're gonna go from lead activation to sales process optimization, and then I know you mentioned you're thinking about hiring a setter, so I'm gonna give you some resources that will help you out there. So for lead activation, you already have access to the first two things that I want to talk about. Story selling mastery, just stick to this shit. If you just do this, you'll be fucking fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's already going somewhat well. So we give you every single week a content care package of stories like this to use. Use those every single week and you'll be fucking fine. And then you have the recording here, and I also left the link to the worksheet in case you want to reference back to the posting schedule for you to follow. Then for lead magnet,
it's amazing.
Perfect. Then lead magnet mastery, same thing. I just want to go ahead and put the links here for you. Here's a link to the actual mastermind, and then also the link to the worksheet. And then time on brand. This is something I do want to talk about. So whenever it comes to your videos feeling like they're fragmented, or like you feel like you have to fragment the information and it doesn't feel good. A lot of times, especially if you have a YouTube video, a YouTube channel, which I didn't know, if you feel as if you're only covering one part of the topic, then if you have a YouTube video going over the rest of the topic, just ship them to that YouTube video. Have you ever moved someone from Instagram to YouTube?
Yeah.
Continue to do that. Because not only is it going to allow you to feel better about fragmenting the information, but also on top of that, it just increases time on brand. As in, them spending 90 seconds with you and then them spending 30 minutes with you are completely different. And whenever they comment to look at the YouTube video, then you have the opportunity for you as a setter to go in and say, hey, did you watch the YouTube video? What'd you think? Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, give me your money. It just creates a lot more opportunities there. And obviously the main thing is that it increases time on brand, which increases everything, as in trust, as in conversion, all of that good jazz. So if you're not currently sending people to YouTube channel often on your reels or stories, I would highly recommend you do it more frequently, especially if you want to post on YouTube more frequently.
One question. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I have a YouTube video called "How to Invest in Altcoins System Revealed." It's actually one of the lowest view videos, but in my opinion, like this like the on the right hand side, the 4x. This one. It's directly there. This basically is a full altcoin investment system, which obviously still is a beginner system, but I can, like, how often do you think I can send people to that video without like overdoing it?
I think whenever it comes down to it, there's no such thing as like a correct ratio. I think it's just whenever you make the video, at the end, do you see a clear path to where it's like, oh, 100%, I ship into this video, that makes complete sense. Or are you just forcing it? I think that's the better measurement of, is it being forced Or is it just, this would be really helpful if they got this too?
Okay.
Now, whenever it comes down to the performance of the video, realistically, I would say it's not like it's like a huge underperformer. I would say it's an average performer right now.
Because I sent so many people over.
Okay, then I would make sure that we're tracking how many people come from each video. So do you have UTMs for the links in each video?
Nope.
Then you could start tracking who comes from what video, depending on which link you put in which video. So if you wanted to look for, or you wanted to know which one you should send them to, as like a general understanding of which one should I be pushing more people to, well, it's not the one that gets the most views or anything of the such. It's the one that's going to convert to the most clients. So that would be the metric that I would more so optimize for rather than view count.
So you send people to the one video if it's fitting, which converts the most leads.
Indeed.
Got it. Yeah, that's nice.
Perfect. Then, what does my Notion look like that? Cool, fuck it. Then lastly, marketing help. Have you seen this guy called Jeremy Haynes before?
Nope.
Okay, so his offer is I help people get to $1 million a month. So that should give you enough context that this guy probably knows what he's talking about. That said, he has a playlist going over how to sell to rich people, and it just so happens that you only sell to rich people. So I figured this playlist would be a big help whenever it comes to just marketing and advertising to rich people. So he has videos on how to advertise to rich people, how to create offers that rich people actually want to buy, how to create a rich people VSL, and all that good jazz. That way you know exactly how to position yourself in the market to make sure that we're speaking to the individual that we want to speak to. Especially now that we're going to start fucking slinging 14K programs.
Makes sense. All right, I will check it out.
Cool.
Thank you.
And then that would be lead activation. Now for the sales process optimization, I want to give you some more resources there as well. Have you seen Josh Lyons before?
Yep.
Cool. So this guy has 3 videos to where he goes over offers that are around trading. Okay, so I worked with this guy for a while, both helping with his content and him helping us with our offer and our sales. By far, the best salesperson I've ever met. Like head and shoulders above everyone else. Head and shoulders. That said, here are 3 videos you can watch. It just more so goes over the discovery portion of the call. And I think they'll give you a lot of clarity whenever it comes to sales calls, especially with you raising the price to 14K.
One question I haven't asked that beforehand. In the presentation, do you start the presentation right away at the start of the sales call, or is it first like the discovery process, you go through whatever the lead is going through, and then you directly on? Then when you start the pitch, you start the presentation.
No, so Josh, he teaches that you need to have a scriptless discovery.
Yeah.
So you have a discovery to begin with. The frame that his mentor uses a lot is you want to dig a 6-foot grave within the first 10 minutes, or more so the first 20 minutes within the call. Meaning that you just dig in a 6-foot grave, and then you and the prospect are both looking down at the 6-foot grave, as in, do you want to get in there? And then once you have that level of pain built up, then you go into the actual pitch. So you go through the pitch, and then you just basically make sure that they understood the pitch, they have no more further questions, and they believe it will work for them, and then that's when we present the price.
All right, got it.
Cool. And then for the setter, pay these guys 5% on cash collected. That said, with you selling a 14K offer, that means it's $700 per sale, which means all you have to do is sell 5 or 6 for the month, and they make decent money. And you make decent money. And that's assuming that, that's the only things that you sell. So you can hire a setter today, no problem. I think it would be beneficial for you to do. Just make sure you find a good one. And the way that you find a good one is you have a good opportunity, and now you sell a 14K product. It is a much better opportunity for them because they can see themselves making more money. Now, for the job posting, I gave you just our fucking job posting. You can go through it and read through it. And you can just copy, take whatever you want from it. That said, we post the job posting on LinkedIn, and we put a $50 ad behind it on LinkedIn. So $50 a day.
Okay.
and that typically gets us enough applications. And typically on LinkedIn, it takes us about maybe like 4 to 7 days to fulfill the role. So like max, I paid like $300 for a good setter. And then you're at the point to where you have a big enough audience to where you can post it on IG as well. So I would make a story saying I'm looking for a setter. And the thing is, as long as you sell your dick off on why they should come to work with you, anyone that follows you that is in some sort of sales group or in some sort of sales training, they'll screenshot your story and send it to the group that they're in and say, hey guys, I'm on an offer right now, but this guy seems like he has some cool shit. I'll go check him out. And then all of a sudden, as long as you do a really good job with selling the position, it's not only your followers that are seeing the job posting, it is people inside sales trainings programs that are seeing your job posting as well.
All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. I also have like, what do you make of the people who outreach you? Because I have like 10 to 20 people reaching out to me with like different shit every day, and I would say 2 of them are setters.
So we have an automation set up for that. So if the message is trying to apply to work with me for a setter, trying to book me more leads on my sales calendar, or a sales rep attempting to get me more sales or close some deals from my offer, we start this automation. Sales team application, and then it takes them to the sales team application. So it just automatically pushes people to the application, and then whenever I am looking for a setter, I'll just go through the application. And if they actually did make a good application, I'll reach out to them.
Oh, I got it.
Cool.
That would be amazing. Do you like then have like a type form or whatever behind it? So, or is it job application? Oh, okay.
We do. I put that here as well, so you can get the
right,
nice
nice.
reverse engineer it. Cool. And that is overall the war plan. How do you feel?
I'm feeling like it's not much that is missing. Just like doing what we do in a different way in terms of sales and product. And what you gave me is just exactly what I needed. So I think just like time for implementation. Hopefully 100K months.
And so in 4 months, what can you see? What can you see in your future?
I think we can hit a 100K month in 4 months.
Cool. Then we have work to do, Mr. Robin. Do you have any questions about what we covered today?
Nope. No questions at all. Thanks so much.
So hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown. So again, if you're a business owner already making over 20K per month and you want a detailed business and content strategy just like this, as well as all the knowledge, tools, and one-on-one support that you need to execute, then go ahead and click the first link in the description to learn more about Nexus.